Hello, beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie and the wonderful Ruby.
Hey, Ruby, you're back.
Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
Some quick housekeeping stuff. This episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, specifically the discussion portion of the show, and also on Patreon for uncut reaction. So if you're new here and you want to, watch from Patreon, click the link in the description. We want to thank also our supporters on Patreon and our subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. We love you guys. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And woo! Abe and Charlie, how you guys doing? Ruby, how are you first?
Want to say hi to the peoples?
Okay.
She gets mic and camera shy. Anytime you try to if she sees a camera on her, she runs away. But I don't think she sees this one.
Today she's doing really well.
No, I don't really think she sees that camera and notices it.
I took some photos of her outside today. She was all right with it.
Because if I was to put this phone in her face,
she
starts to backs up.
Abe, how you doing?
Good, man. It was warm today, even though it's almost November, which is weird because I'm sure.
Degrees.
Yeah, because I'm sure next week it'll be 50 or 40. So
yeah,
thank God. Bring it on.
Love it.
I love the cold weather.
Excited to get into more Tony
Tuesdays.
Tony Tuesdays.
Yep.
We are here. We are ready.
All right, let's do it. Abe, can you read the comments from our previous episode?
Yes, sir. This one comes from John Holmes Web 8162. The fact that none of them knew who the T1000 was, I'm going to guess the year they were born from left to right. So I'm assuming starting from Davi. White shirt guy, 1995. Middle guy, 98. Guy under Top Gun, 2000. How far off am I? The years aren't far off. However, you got some people switched around.
Yeah.
You got me right. I'm 98. Charlie's 95. This guy's 95.
I'm the oldest.
Davi is 99.
I'm 99. Yeah.
So kind of close, but the T1000 I didn't realize until you guys said something, because it's been a hot minute since I've seen Terminator 2.
And we were mentioning that during the episode too. We were like, this guy looks so familiar.
Exactly.
And it was in the back of my mind. If I had seen that clip from Terminator, I would have been obviously
Yeah, and
because I have seen Terminator.
People,
I know, yeah.
Make it
I've
clear,
seen both.
yes,
I did
We've
not.
seen them. We have seen
we
them.
have seen Terminator 2
time ago.
is a great film. It's the best Terminator, actually, and I'm pretty sure that's not
One of the best sequels ever made, I think.
Indeed. And if anybody knows me, I am horrible with actor names and faces. So I'll forget people that everyone knows. So the fact that I didn't recognize him is not surprising to me. But yeah, that was funny. Next one comes from Average Joe 689. Tuesdays are my nights off work, and every Tuesday I remember, oh, it's Tony Tuesday. Keep up the good reactions.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's cool. I'm glad that
That's
people
dope.
can have something to look forward to. And that people are, it's crazy to think that people are like, oh man, it's Tuesday. Redox's videos. So that is cool for us. This next one comes from Big Ed, and it says, how do they make money in poker? The dealer takes a rake. They will take a small percentage out of the pot, something like 1%. So everyone is betting their own money, but the house takes a small portion of high limit pots. This is very illegal. They also make money via loan sharking, high rate lending of money, as seen with Richie and Tony charging Terminator 2 a very, very high interest rate. When he says 5%, that's weekly interest. If you owe $50K, you pay Tony 2,500 VIG a week until you make full payment. There's another way to which you will see soon. Foreshadowing.
Oh,
Thanks for explaining that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool. I am not familiar with illegal mob activities, so I really appreciate somebody who can shed some light.
And I think there'll definitely be another example, another business that will come, and we'll have to have them explain.
Yes,
what
please
it is.
explain to us
Please
nefarious
explain.
illegal acts, because we're not necessarily experts in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to learn more about how they make that money and everything.
But with that being said, y'all, Charlie.
All right.
Trying to harmonize there?
Yeah. Oh, there was a guy that commented as well, the tolls being automatic now. It was they're not trying to
speed up traffic.
Yeah, they're not trying to speed up traffic. They're just trying to make money.
That too, because they're
And
trying to
that's
reduce
true
jobs.
because there was a report that came out the other day that I think that Boston is the second worst traffic in the country, and it's getting worse.
Oh yeah.
Here is crazy, man. It's just
Yeah, the only ones that's worse is LA.
Every single day driving back from work, there's an accident or
Yes.
traffic is just jammed.
95 is the worst.
So bad.
95.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
93 is pretty bad too. Bro. Don't
93,
get it
yeah.
twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Curious for
Got
people in the
yourself.
comments who know whether they change any of the B-roll.
Oh yeah, I think we've asked that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. I can't tell if they have at this point, but if they do later seasons, that'd be interesting.
Okay.
The hell?
Brother.
What?
What'd you freak out for?
Oh my dude. It's like, who the hell is he, drunk? No, he's just a child. What a tie.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. This is my fiancée, Amy Sophia.
Pleasure, Christopher, to finally meet you in person. Greg's always giving me updates on his New York cousin.
Christopher said you're here shooting a movie. That must be so interesting.
This is the first project I brought into John.
John Favreau, she's head of his development.
Oh.
That movie he did, Swingers, Vince Vaughn is so
Never seen
cute.
Vince Vaughn is so cute.
Hey, so John, I know John Favreau was an actor already then, but I didn't know he was like.
No, he's a writer
making
and
stuff.
director.
Yeah.
I recall seeing him on Friends. He had like a good run on Friends for a
He's
little
been
bit.
writing and directing for a hot minute.
while, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever heard a woman call Vince Vaughn attractive.
Christopher.
Oh boy.
You, get up.
Who? Me?
Such a hothead.
Yeah. Oh, she liked that.
Hey guys, let's go to Tribeca Grill. It's cooler. It's better.
She likes an assertive.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Oh,
She liked that, man.
He bugged.
John Favreau, he's great. He's also a writer. You should show him your script.
Swingers, you can suck my dick. That swings too. I love movies, but I just want to be a player. I don't want to fuck around with all this other shit.
So, be a player. We'll go to the set. She invited us. Slip him your script.
Remember when he threw out the stuff, like all his scripts?
Yeah, he doesn't
So
have
he
that stuff anymore. Maybe.
Really is kind of giving up on everything.
I don't even have the thing.
Because he's getting invited to a set and everything, and he's not interested.
She save it all.
You have a copy? Hey, Jan, I told you, I'm not
I
interested.
believe in you.
That's a good woman, man. You do not deserve her.
I mean, he's about to cheat on her with that other one.
Think so?
It's happening. Whether it's like she's the one who forces it on him or he
We'll
willingly
find out.
does.
Have we seen him cheat on her?
No,
I don't think so, no.
So either.
I haven't. I don't remember.
Remember that time they were in the steam room or whatever with the women and he was like, nah, I gotta go home. Adriana.
Oh, you really want to get into this, huh? Who was that man that we had to pick up at camp last year for bedwetting?
Oh, I'm so dead.
bro, that's
You could have killed those girls.
Now, that would have been interesting.
What did you just say?
Death just shows the ultimate absurdity of life.
Brother,
What?
Where's that coming from?
does this man have like a manifesto or something?
Life is absurd.
Don't say that. God forgive you.
There is no God.
Hey!
Oh.
Where is this coming from?
You want him to read something other than Hustler? You want him to be an educated person? What do you think education is? Are you just make more money? This is education.
Do you ever think, like, why were we born?
I'm so dead.
Okay, so he's just asking questions.
I'm serious. Why were we born?
We were born because of Adam and Eve. That's why.
It's a classic, like random Christian parent.
Tony still resisting the Philly overtures?
All right, it's crazy that he lives near a cemetery.
Some people do. It's weird.
No, I just this is new information.
Sometimes, Puss, you don't act like a guy that's facing 30 to life for selling H.
Come on, don't get heavy with me. You come to my house because somebody's leaning on your ass. I'm doing all I can to help you guys.
So he's sitting there and he asks me, if there's no God, why was I born? He tells me he's got no purpose.
And how'd you answer him?
Told him it costs about 150 grand to bring him up so far, so if he's got no purpose, I want a fucking refund.
And how's Anthony Jr. been taking it? About your non-relationship with his grandmother. How's he supposed to understand that?
Valid question.
Sounds to me like Anthony Jr. may have stumbled onto existentialism. It's a European philosophy. After World War II, people were disillusioned by the sheer weight of the horrors. And that's when the whole idea took root that there were no absolute truths.
That's a super interesting like history of that.
Has Anthony Jr. heard you say she's dead to me?
I don't know.
Yeah, he
bet,
did.
yes.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, so now this is my fault.
No. When some people first realize that they're solely responsible for their decisions, actions, and beliefs, and that death lies at the end of every road, they can be overcome with intense dread that leads them to conclude that the only absolute truth is death.
And taxes.
I think the kid's onto something.
Look at that. He's listening to her.
Wow.
She's learning how to navigate conversations with him better, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roll sound. Camera. Sound speed. Smoke out. Camera's rolling.
Is she a PA?
Maybe. She looks more like some sort of
No,
producer.
she's a producer. She's up.
If she was a PA, she'd be more involved in
Yeah,
what's going on.
that's actually him.
Wow, young John Favreau. That's crazy.
She was in Kings of Comedy. And the other one, too. I seen her.
Hey, don't bring up Kings of Comedy. Martin Scorsese is going to go
Oh
off.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's him.
He looks great.
Well, looks
Better
so well.
looking than Vince Vaughn.
And thanks for coming out here. I appreciate it, seriously.
Look at that tiny monitor.
But you're the guy from Jersey, right?
Yeah.
cool.
They're using
the
him.
guy
They're-
from Jersey.
They're using him. He's got mob ties.
First picture?
She's a director?
Beautiful film. It won the Audience Award at Sundance.
My God, with the thong hanging out.
And roll
The
sound.
silencers underscore their voiceless place in society.
Sounds like a writer.
Rolling.
He's gonna fall in love with it.
And action.
Hey, the Dunkin' Donuts bag.
It's over, you bitch. Don't do it. Michelle, I'm sorry, cut.
That's a
Are we
cut.
really gonna say bitch? You don't like bitch? We discussed this. We're losing light.
It's not that I don't like it. I just, it's the last thing my lover says to me. I don't find it particularly interesting or...
You thinking maybe you should shoot her again?
Well, I mean, is there anything other than bitch?
Bukyak.
What?
Let that one call that one Bukyak.
That sounds more interesting.
If she's from Brooklyn.
That sounds okay.
Okay, let's roll.
Smoke. Smoke flying in.
I'm dead.
Quiet.
Just gave him the reins, just right there.
Set.
And action.
What's going on with you?
They cut from a scene about death to Anthony Jr.
That's good, man.
It's not no God. Just God is dead.
Who said that?
Niche.
That's why I'm not getting confirmed.
Your confirmation's coming up this weekend, and you are getting confirmed.
That sucks my nut.
You go to Catholic school, and your mother wants it.
Yeah, what does she know?
She knows that even if God is dead, you're still gonna kiss his ass.
Hey. What did he do?
Smacked the window.
Wait, Moretti was that was Sinatra's guardian angel, right?
Stuck his gun in Tommy Dorsey's mouth and bought Sinatra's contract from him for $1.
That's so cool. That's like...
Yo, she's loving him, bro.
That's the one beef I had with swingers. You guys patting yourselves after Frank and Dean, but there was like a pussy assness to it.
Uh-oh, he didn't like that.
It was kind of the point of the piece. I mean, it's like...
So, you brought us your script.
Yeah, but...
Come on, let's see it.
They're gonna steal from him, man. Come on, man.
Your script is set in a world that I'm interested in doing my next project on. A picture on the life of Crazy Joe Gallo.
He's gonna steal a story.
Yeah, bro. You know where this is heading, man.
Listen, ever since Amy told me about you, I thought maybe we could work together. Like, you could tell me the way shit goes down, like what makes sense, what people would really say, you know what I mean?
Joe Gallo, I was like 3 years old when he got whacked. Guess it is a long time ago.
Yeah, you wouldn't be betraying any oath thing.
That's the other piece, the Omerta.
Fucking shit, that thing is still alive? If I told you 15 years ago that she was a piece of ass, would you believe me? A wise guy friend of mine fucking kill me if he knew I told you. This maid guy, right? She's got a really nice body, undoes the skirt, reaches in, grabs hold of a goddamn prick.
Jesus Christ.
So my friend, right, he can't let this story get out, so he gets this fucking acid, burns everything.
Whoa.
On her arms, on her face, everywhere, her prick.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
But that's how good looking this broad used to look. Had this wise guy friend of mine totally fooled. She had to get a glass eye.
God damn.
Yeah, he shouldn't have opened his mouth. Though.
Oh,
I can
he's
already see this
screwed. You
going
can
south.
tell, man. You know.
Look at the whip. It was horrible.
All scratched up.
Hey, Uncle Pussy.
Uncle Pussy is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
You could call your uncle. That is crazy.
I get called Uncle Pussy. I'm slapping my nephew.
You're his confirmation sponsor, for Christ's sake. Do something with him.
All right. But 13, 14, they start getting broody.
And if you gotta use a belt, go ahead. He's bombing out in school. They got a C, 3 D's, and an F.
Hey, Anthony, how you making out in school?
I got a C, 3 D's, and an F.
At least he's honest. A lava lamp, man. Throwbacks.
Where you been?
I was hanging out with John
It's a Cupo?
Favreau.
You are? You went to the set?
Yeah.
Why didn't you call?
Oh, we were only there for like half an hour, and then him and Amy wanted me to give him kind of like a tour around Jersey.
They did?
Oh, she's tight.
What? Vince Vaughn didn't come down there.
I don't want to get confirmed.
Why not?
Don't matter why not. If you're looking for purpose in life, doing what's right is your purpose.
That's not what Niche says.
Oh?
Nietzsche.
Neither of them saying it right.
Nietzsche wound up talking to his horse. And I know what you're gonna tell me. Sartre, right? Well, Sartre was a fucking fraud. He copped it all from Husserl and Heidegger. Hey, you should start at the beginning. Take a look at Kierkegaard.
Whatever.
Hey, Kierkegaard said, every duty is essentially duty to God.
You'll be a leader, not a follower.
What?
Masterpiece said that.
Yo.
Let's keep it that Masterpiece says that. We really are in the early 2000s.
He has his telephone programmed so as to not be disturbed.
It's 2 o'clock in the fucking afternoon.
Would you care to leave a message?
Would you see if Amy Safi is in?
Uh-oh.
Hey. What are you
doing here?
I was supposed to be meeting John to discuss my script, but now he's got the do not disturb.
Yeah, shooting went very late. We didn't wrap till 5:30. Come on in.
Too convenient. In the robe and everything.
If they ever knew I was into this kind of thing's unacceptable where I come from. You know if he read my script yet?
I have your script, Christopher. John asked me to give it an official read.
She ain't reading no script, bro.
Some good raw emotion in it. Should probably try and finish it.
Yeah, I hit a fucking wall. Third act shit.
But these aren't third act problems. They're in the second act. See, you ended right here in the...
Oh, so she did read it.
Yeah, this sentence could have gone either way.
Getting awfully close there.
Here, sit. I'll show you. Take the scene where Rocco is fucking the two Asian strippers. My question is, what's at stake? The jeopardy's unclear. There's a 7-part hierarchy of human needs that explains and clarifies what drives us.
Maslow.
The basic needs, like food and water.
So you like my script?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, very tempting.
What all 7 are?
7 what?
The human needs. Survival, safety and security.
They're all S's. The last one is?
The need to understand.
We knew that was bound to happen.
Yeah, we saw that coming from a mile away. Crazy. You cheating on your girlfriend and you're messing with your cousin's
That
fiance.
is messy, man.
Yeah, it's tough. Pretty girl. She actually like read your stuff. She likes what you do.
That validation that he's getting is probably... Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
How we go from sex to Olivia's face?
No, I didn't know I had a grandson.
I miss you.
Yeah, you should. You never come see me.
I've been busy.
Everybody's busy. And don't lie to me. I know your father forbids your coming down here.
He doesn't. Honest. He just doesn't want us to talk about you in the house.
Oh, you can go shit in his hat.
That's a different expression I haven't heard before. Go shit in his hat.
Well, what'd you do?
Took Mom's car out of the garage and it got wrecked.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
That's right. Talk some sense into him, Olivia.
Uncle Pussy already fixed it.
Did you wear your safety belt? Because there was an article in the paper the other day about a bunch of teenagers. They overcrowded their car, it hit a tree, and it incinerated. And they got trapped. They couldn't get out.
See, that's what I mean. What's the purpose? Those kids were dead meat. What's the use? What's the purpose?
The world is a jungle. And if you want my advice, Anthony, don't expect happiness. You won't get it, people let you down, and I'm not naming any names, but in the end, you die in your own arms.
What a lovely message to a 13-year-old.
From your grandmother.
What makes you think you're so special?
Oh, jeez. Feel bad, bro. He has no one in his family that's like positive to him.
Yeah, no one's giving him any good.
Oh, great.
Bro, this sucks, man. They're using him, and also he's doing stupid stuff. This is not gonna go well.
Hey, you know, that was another thing that kind of blew about Swingers.
What, the acting?
Oh, you know, it was good fucking acting. Hanks, Private Ryan.
Kind of unfair to compare the two, you know. It's like one's about young soldiers dying on the beach at Normandy, the other one's about young guys looking for blowjobs in Vegas.
I don't understand how he thinks this is going over well.
Yeah.
You strapped right now?
Yo, Christopher, Jesus, bro.
Can I ask you something else?
That's what I'm here for, John.
Have you ever,
Have I ever what?
Come on, you know.
No, what?
Killed someone.
I'm not gonna answer unless you ask.
No, that's cool, man. I'm sorry.
No, come on, you can ask me.
No, it's cool.
Oh, come on. Come on, Rocky.
Oh.
Come on.
It's cool.
Come on, what?
Just take it back. Just take it back.
Here. Wow!
Don't accidentally
Yo,
fire
this
the
is
gun.
crazy. Yo, what? Oh my God.
They're gonna fire the gun.
Here we go, you're running. Did I ever what? Did I ever what?
Stop.
Money, what?
Scared, bro.
You got scared.
He didn't want to know.
What'd you think of my script?
Well, you know, like Frankie, kind of like a contradictory character. In a good way, you know, like complex.
He's so nervous to tell him it's
So
bad.
nervous, yeah.
In this script, in all scripts, really, it just begs to show more of the author in it. Your life, your vision.
The roof is soft tar. The roof is soft tar.
Bro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the father could go blind sooner, and then he could smell the tar on Frankie's shoes, and then he knows.
Wiping his fingerprints off the gun.
Holy fuck, that's fucking great. That Frankie's got to put one in his old man's head. Blam, then another one. Blam. Mwah.
He was about to shit himself.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Jesus.
Spent all day with my best friend Anna, picking out her bridesmaids.
This is an interesting little trio.
Yeah.
Would love to be a June bride.
Here's your June groom.
Oh, boy, he's showing up now.
Sorry, I'm late.
You feel okay, Christopher?
fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, he feels guilty, I'd say.
We should make it a double wedding.
First, someone has to propose.
Yikes.
The nose wipe.
Has Anna chosen her caterer yet?
She booked Villa de Roma.
She asked me Caravaggio's is slipping.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing you people talk about food, food, food. That's all anybody ever talks about is prosciutto, cheese, and fucking fava beans. I'm drowning here.
Christ, take it easy.
We're not even engaged yet.
When you're married, you'll understand the importance of fresh produce.
What? Oh, he's cooking, bro. He's cooked.
Yeah, he's bugging.
He didn't mean that.
Oh, him. I tried so hard to be supportive with his art and with getting his screenplay made.
Oh.
His screenplay?
Tony didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
No, we're wiring you for the confirmation.
You think I'm wearing a wire in God's house?
Actually, yes. We don't care so much about the service as the party right after at Tony's house.
Damn, here it is.
I'm the kid's sponsor.
Yeah, who the is sponsoring you, motherfucker?
Oh, shoot.
I think this is the first we've seen of him actually corroborating like against him.
You know, I was thinking we could stop down at Umberto's.
Excellent. I'll just change real quick.
He's an idiot, man.
So, a blonde guy in the club the other night, what'd you say to him?
Ah, that's for me to know.
What? You make him an offer he couldn't refuse or something? What'd you say?
Nothing.
Come on.
I told him, be a good boy, and I'll let this girl blow you afterwards. You ever shag another skinny guinea? Oh, fuck. My cousin.
Oh, yikes.
How are we gonna tell him?
Amy, don't do this now. We'll figure something out. Come on.
I'm not a terrible person.
Amy, get back here.
No, you're both terrible people, actually.
Mm-hmm. And then he's going to find out that they took elements of his script.
You're not supposed to be reading that. It's limited distribution, numbered draft.
Fucking shit. Hey, come out of there. He used it. What, just because he gave me that tar smell idea? I could have come up with that.
What?
Friend of mine, Stone Wise guy. John used his whole fucking story. The she-male and the acid, it's all here. This is Joey Cipollini's fucking story.
Oh.
Forget it. Can't put that in there.
It's not the same at all. You said your wise guy friend was at a swing set. This guy gets his dick sucked at the Statue of Liberty.
Don't you understand where I come from? I explained it how many times?
He's got himself in a real pickle there.
1204 checked out. Where is he?
She's gonna find out who Christopher really is now.
Hey, Bukak.
Hi.
Where's John?
Oh, he left this morning for LA.
Fucking cocksucking Metzafanu.
What does that mean? You got more stuff like that I can use?
He basically just goes, hey, cunt.
You've been in there all week.
I'm shaving. I don't want you coming in there when I'm in here.
Yeah, well, the only goddamn mirror with any good light is in there. Jesus!
Yeah, that works. Break the mirror.
Don't open that fucking door! I'll kill you, bitch! I'll kill you! Kill you! Jesus Christ, the f***'s with you?
What are you, bleeding?
Cut himself shaving.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What is this shit? You don't return my fucking messages? Oh, you listen to me now, you stupid bitch. You cannot use that story. What, you want to see me clipped?
I speak for John, and if you'd let me finish, we want to assure you that we'll certainly take a look at anything else you write.
You're good.
Christopher.
Fucking walnuts don't lie as good as you.
Chris, it was wrong with us and Greg and all that.
I really liked you.
He's so naive, dude.
Mm-hmm. She played him.
I gotta go.
Fucking D girl.
Excuse me? Excuse me, I'm a vice president, you fucking asshole.
What does that even mean?
A D girl? No idea either.
We'll look it up.
Mm-hmm.
I heard we won't be bothered anymore from our neighbor Weischuck.
No neighbor of mine.
What'd you hear on that?
Tony, we're out of ice.
All right.
He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get the info.
Oh. But he's got to make it look like he tried at the very least, even if he doesn't like actually want to get it.
AJ's up to no good again.
They're drinking. Oh my God.
What does that smell? What kind of animal smokes marijuana at his own confirmation?
That's great. Yo, that's crazy.
You know, you see your parents as these great big dictators, these disciplinarians. But I know your dad from the time he was younger than you. I was 16 years old, and my kid, Sister Nucci, she had the spinal meningitis. She got to a point where she couldn't breathe. And she was in the hospital. And your father, he was the only one. He came with me every day. I was down there waiting online for a hamburger when she passed away.
You know what really pisses me off about my dad? He did all these great things. Then, before he was my dad. Now he's just an asshole.
Hey, your father would catch a bullet for you. Don't you ever forget that. He's a stand-up guy.
I don't know. Not to me, he's not.
Well, I do know, and I know what kind of a man he is. Don't ever forget it.
Is this gonna be his change of heart on this whole thing?
Yeah, I think it is.
I got one son, and you missed his confirmation ceremony? I figure with all my sins, I don't want the church caving in on everyone. Hey! On the fucking rag again. No, I'm on a rag. She's just wondering who the fuck you are. I'm gonna go back in there and be with my guests. Exactly 10 minutes I'm gonna look up. If you're not here, I'm gonna assume that you went to look for whatever the fuck it is that's calling you out there. And that I will never see you again. If you are still here, then I'm gonna assume that you got no other desire in the world but to be with me. And your actions will show me that every fucking second of every fucking day.
His delivery, dude, when he just like sets people straight is crazy. Such a good actor. People in the comments don't think we hype James Gandolfini enough. He is a great actor.
He's so good, man. It's his monologues, man. When
He's
you
gonna leave?
Nah, he's smoking a cigarette.
He's gonna come back.
After all that, if he goes out to fucking chase Hollywood, like he's bigger an idiot than I thought.
No, I don't think he's chasing Hollywood, but he needs to stop them from putting out that storyline.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that he can do is tell Tony, which I don't know if that would help him or hurt him.
I don't think it would help, but it might be better than them finding out through a movie that, you know, he compromised.
Wait a minute, where's Pussy?
Yeah, where's the Godfather?
Oh, he is
crying.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good choice.
Yeah, maybe.
What choice does he have?
True.
You ever look up what D-girl means?
No, we didn't.
I mean, I'm sure it's derogatory. Nobody Ruby does not like the word D-girl. She doesn't like it either.
Development girl? Yeah, development girl on D-girl is a derogatory Hollywood slang term for non-influential entry-level staff members in a film production company.
Oh, I had
no
that.
idea. Yeah.
Wow. So basically like a shitty PA.
Yeah,
like
PA.
People who he's basically calling her a girl who thinks she has way more influence than she actually does.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I had never heard that before.
Yeah, never either.
Wow.
Well, good to know. But wow, y'all. Another great episode. I think the focus of this episode was on AJ and Christopher. I think for the bulk of
and Pussy.
Sorry, and Pussy. I think those three were the focus of this episode. But I want to start with AJ first, and then we'll go down with each character. But AJ is questioning his existence and as to why he's here in the world. And the reason why is he's seeing a rift in his family. And I think that's causing a lot of influence into why he's, I think, researching and looking at other, philosophers at school. He's getting taught at school. I don't know, but that is a very interesting narrative for AJ's character, and rightfully so on how he's feeling, because one, his dad always treats him, I want to say, there's no love there. It's like there's no connection whatsoever. It's more of like, I'm your father, just listen to what I say. He just doesn't want to build a relationship with him. I feel like there's nothing that, keeps them together. I think it's just titled, I'm your father, listen to me.
He doesn't know how to.
I think he doesn't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
And he's going back to how his dad was parenting him, and he knows it's wrong, but I still think he uses the same ways that his dad was parenting him onto AJ.
And his mom.
It's like, and I think Tony knows that's wrong, but that's all he grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, yeah, I just want to know, Abe, what do you think about this AJ and Tony relationship with his family? And how this is affecting his ability growing up.
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things, right? So I think when you're really young, like, your dad is a superhero, right? Like, for people who have their father in their lives, like, I feel like most people think their dad's like this like perfect figure, and like this like, you look up to them so much of everything, right?
Yeah.
And then when you start to get older, and like in AJ's case, and they kind of mention it in this episode a couple of times, of like he's getting broody and like the teenage angst is starting to hit, which is normal for a lot of teenagers. You start to question things a little bit more, and you start to realize, like, maybe your parents, maybe specifically your dad, who you thought was your hero all this time, isn't, exactly the superhero that you made him out to be in your head. And he even talks about it when he's having that conversation with Pussy at the end. He's talking about, oh, my dad did all these great things then, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about now he's just an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a switch in his concept and his conceptualization of his dad. And I think that's part of A, just growing up is the first part. B, I think Davi is spot on in the sense of Tony doesn't know how to create these relationships with people. I think in general, he has a hard time with relationships and nurturing them in a way of like showing love to the people that he cares about in the way that they need it. Like, he has a very hard time doing that with Carmela. ever since the end of season 1, he has a very hard time doing that with Meadow.
Yeah.
He can't reciprocate that with Uncle Junior. He can't do it with Livia. Like, it's kind of in general his relationship issues. And I think, again, like all of that really stems from the parenting that he had. And it's not like an excuse to say like, oh, like your parenting, you got bad parenting. So now like I am just a bad parent. I don't know how to parent. Like, I think it's deeper than that. It's like he needs to now recognize how to combat that. And I think we saw a little bit of that with Melfi in that therapy session, the little clip we got in the beginning, when she's trying to dig deeper and understand how his mother affects him in all of this. So I'm curious as to if they're building the story in the way that I would expect them to. Like, I wonder if Tony gets any progress from therapy in that respect to be able to understand how to, nurture his kid and like when your kid acts out, like most of the time it's like for attention or to, like get something from their parents, like get their attention.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the reaction of parents to just be authoritative and punishing can actually have like more of a negative effect than like getting to the root cause of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say that parents like, you shouldn't respect kids should respect their parents. They need to listen and all that stuff. But when your kid is consistently acting out and you keep doing the same thing and it's not working, like that should be a sign to you need to
change it up.
Yeah. So I wonder how that's how that could happen. It's hard to see Tony really progressing towards a more like loving father figure, but I wonder if there's any progress to be made there.
Charlie, I got a question. Do you think AJ's mindset could change when maybe I know he got a glimpse of the mafia in season 1, but do you think if, somehow in this season or the upcoming seasons, AJ gets a glimpse of, inside what Tony's job really is, do you think his perspective on his dad will change? Because when he found out that his dad was in the mafia and all that stuff, you saw his eyes shine. You saw his eyes being like, whoa, like my dad he's big time, he's a boss, he's that dude. So I'm wondering, like, if AJ somehow gets involved with his dad's business, what do you think he might perceive his dad? Like, what do you think his perception of his dad will be? Do you think it will change?
I don't think so. I mean,
I know we're early on, but I think that's kind of where this is heading.
I think the perception is already there. Like what he thinks of his dad, he knows what the business is, right? He understands what goes on. So I don't think he's going to see anything that is different that he doesn't expect. Maybe, seeing his dad actually like in action would change something in his, how he perceives him. But I feel as though he already knows everything that he needs to know. His dad's a mob leader. He probably does bad things. He's probably killed people. I feel like AJ knows those things in the back of his head. But from my understanding, I think early on in the show, didn't Tony say that he doesn't want his kids involved in this sort of life? I think he wants them to be far, far away from it. So I don't think he would bring in AJ into this world unless AJ like really, really wanted it.
Yeah.
Or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I don't know, the violence and stuff. Tony's in it, but he doesn't want it for his family.
Yeah. I just think from the way I'm perceiving AJ's character and understanding him, I just think that when he sees his father as a mob boss, as a mafia, leader, he sees it more from a positive standpoint. And then when he has that relationship at home, he can't comprehend how his dad is loved by so many people, but at home, it's just, there's nothing. It's stale. It's just him just bickering at him and telling him, oh, you got to listen to me because it's like this. But then he hears all this story. So I just think like, ooh, if he just gets that reality check, I don't know, a reality of what it's like, how it's going to be and how he will perceive it.
Yeah, I don't know. I question whether or not AJ gets I think it's interesting to him, and I think that he is definitely curious about it, but I don't know how much I would say.
No, I don't say he wants to get involved in it.
Not even that. I would say I don't know how much he like reveres his dad because he's a mob boss. Mm-hmm. Because if you go back to season 1, he has that situation where the kid doesn't end up fighting him, and they were gonna fight, and then he realizes like it's because of his dad and people's perception of his dad and stuff. And I from what I remember, he had like a negative association with that reaction from people, right? So in my mind, I don't know. I think the jury's still out to understand as AJ learns more about the mob and his dad's involvement in it, whether that would make their relationship closer or push him further away, and or whether he would resent his dad more. I think is one of the questions that remains to be answered.
Yeah. What's up, Ruby? Okay.
Just
You
wanted
want
to
to say hi? You want to say hi?
She's got something to say. What you got?
Nothing. Okay. So with Polly, we saw that.
Polly in this episode?
No, not Polly. Pussy. Excuse me.
I was like, wait, did I miss the whole?
Sorry,
scene?
with Pussy. Sorry, Polly was not in this episode. Sorry,
Good.
excuse me. With Pussy, we saw the regret, and how this is him being the rat is really affecting him. Is affecting his relationship with Tony, but also is affecting his relationship with his wife and his son now. And his son walking into that scene of him basically, slapping his wife was, I think, very.
Yelling, I'm gonna
kill you. Yelling, I'm gonna kill you. Like that was, that must have been. That's crazy. So to see Pussy in this situation, in this conflict, is there a way that he gets something out of this? Is there a way that? What do you think? Do you think he moves away from being the rat? I don't think there's any way out anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think it's a double-edged sword, because if he doesn't inform, then I think the cops have stuff on him right away, because they said he's facing 30 years for selling heroin. And the other side of the coin is like the mob can't, if they hear A, he might be dead.
He's dead, yeah.
And B, even if they were sympathetic, what could they actually do to prevent him going to prison for 30 years? So I think just literally in his situation, he's kind of screwed. I think that it's funny that I think it was very intentional that they focused on these three characters, because they all had kind of like a crossroads moment. Like AJ with, this existentialism and understanding like what's the purpose of life. Pussy with like, at the end he's talking about his best friend who stayed with him when his sister was dying and was a great friend to him for years and years and decades. And now he has to essentially rat on him. Mm-hmm. And, Christopher with this crossroads of life, what's important? What does he respect more? Is it Hollywood and the fame and the idea of being a writer, or is it the mob? Does he want to be made? Is that the path that he wants to go? Like, I really enjoyed how this episode focused on those three arcs that are very similar in this case. Mm-hmm. I think it fit the narrative really well.
Do you agree that Christopher took the route of he said bye to Hollywood and he said, all right, I'm gonna stick with the mob? I think that's what I got at the end. Yeah. Charlie, did you get that as well?
I don't know. Well, I feel as though he's torn. Like, he has to stay with the mob. He doesn't have a choice, right? Because if he leaves Tony and goes to Hollywood, whatever, Tony's gonna look at him as wow, I invested so much in this kid and he just left it all. You all right? She looks like she's about to hack something up. But anyway, I don't think he wants to go to Hollywood right now. I'm not getting that vibe. I'm getting the vibe like he wanted to go to Hollywood. He thought he found a girl that he liked, but then they betrayed him. They stole his story. They were using him, like you mentioned earlier on in the episode.
Yeah.
So now I feel as though like all he wants now is to stop them from putting that story out in this movie, because he's screwed if it goes out. He's screwed either way, right? He's screwed if he leaves to go chase Hollywood, and he's screwed if they put out the story.
Mm-hmm. I think on a deeper level, Christopher doesn't know what he wants, is what I think. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest illustration of that is his relationship with Adriana, because he literally has a great woman who's like ride or die for him, right?
She hypes him up.
She hypes him up
a lot.
She understands his role in the mob. She understands the whole family aspect of it. She's connected in that way. She's a sweet girl. She is so supportive of his dreams, hypes him up in all these different ways, and he does her absolutely dirty. And why is that?
Because he doesn't know what he wants.
I think it's because he doesn't know what he wants, and he's like overwhelmed by like what his life is becoming and isn't sure if this is the path that he wants to go. And I think he had a moment there where he was like, let me chase this thing really quickly. Like, let me see if this is a possibility for me. And I think, within a very short time period, he chases a different girl that's from a completely different world from him, that, in a way kind of looks down on him. She was definitely, she's a Yale girl. She
chased him for that mob high. I don't know.
I think it was like a little bit of a danger chasing, and also like, oh, this is really great material to pull from, like real life type stuff. And I think that he kind of realized that he was kind of being used in that way, and it didn't feel good to him. And there are people within the family that, you know, actually value him. That's his actual family. And, you know, maybe, you know, if he's not 100% still sold on it, at least people there care about him.
Yeah.
But again, I think he's so naive. He's such a naive character at times. Like, he doesn't realize the repercussions of the stuff that he does at all. And it's like, bro, you are an idiot. Like, it makes me like,
when he was telling them about the mob stories, I was like, what are you
like,
doing, bro?
Yeah, you could tell right away, like, where that was gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think he's chasing like this validation in a sense, right? At times, and I think, you know, the sad part is Adriana basically gives that to him in every sense, and it's just not enough for him. He's a complex character.
What if he had gotten Adriana involved in that scenario, in the sense of actually took her to the set? Do you think it would have been different?
Potentially. Yeah, I think it could have been different, but I don't think it would have gone as far as it did, because when he was there alone, I think he was really like tunnel visioned into like what this world could be for him. And that's why he started disclosing more than he probably should have, and got involved with Amy and all this stuff. But if Adriana was there, I don't know if it would have been a full blown, you know, full steam ahead involvement like he was with John and with Amy and all that.
Yeah. I just think with a lot of the characters in this show, it's, you know, me first.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that with a lot of them. We see that we see it every episode, I say.
Yeah.
It's like, what about me? But I feel like that's the mentality with a lot of characters in the show. Like, they put them first.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of see the repercussions of when they do that, and you see the good things and the bad things that comes up. But there was a shot where I thought maybe it could have been foreshadowing, and finding out that Pussy lives right next door to a cemetery. Do you think that foreshadows his death in a sense? Because I think that's the first time we found out that he's by a cemetery.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't know if that was, you know, supposed to be something that we saw in our face, that we say it, but I'm just wondering if you guys do.
I mean, if you want to really read into it, like maybe read it into it too much, but he was outside on like a porch or whatever, so it's like, you know, fenced off, and then the cemetery is right behind him. So right now, the way that I saw it is like, and the only person with him in that caged area per se was the other cop or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So right now I feel, so signifies he's trapped. He has one option, or like this is option one, or
this is way
the
out,
other
or
option,
death.
or death. Is death.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point of the symbolism there. Yeah, I don't know if it's as much foreshadowing as it is symbolism. Because I think I do think Charlie's right in the sense of like, these are his two options. It's either death or
cooperate with the police.
Cooperate.
And rat Tony out.
Yeah.
So that's his dilemma then throughout the entire episode.
Yeah, that's his crossroads. That's his point of no return.
Because is he going to stay in jail for the rest of his life potentially?
No, nobody wants to stay in jail for the rest of their lives.
So is death like, you know, he either does it to himself or
he gets whacked.
Gets whacked because Tony's suspicious of him.
Right. Yeah, it's that was one of the most, I think, significant pieces of symbolism that we've gotten in this season.
Right.
What do you, all right. If you were a Pussy in this situation, Charlie and Abe, what would you do? I know this is just some hypothetical question. Like, what would you think? Would you just cooperate with the police?
Well, I don't know. The best case scenario for Pussy right now is if he really respects Tony and really respects the family, he will just take his punishment.
I think that's the honorable thing to do, but I don't think that's the best case scenario for him.
It is, because the other one is death.
No, the other one is
cooperate with the police and tell them.
Oh, but he would die. I still think he would die.
Potentially.
He would either die in jail.
So in that case, he dies either way. Because there's no way that they thought Pussy was ratting in the first place. He comes back, says he wasn't, and then they find out that he ratted. He actually was ratting, and he's not dying. I don't see a world where that's a thing. I don't see a world where that's a reality. Just based on the rules of the mob, based on the code, based on everything that we know.
Yeah.
I don't see a world where he's able to tell what's going on, the full truth of what's going on, let's say.
No, I'm saying like, here's the thing. If he cooperates with the police, he goes to jail.
Not necessarily. He's probably cooperating so he doesn't go to jail.
Or, sorry, he doesn't go to jail, but they get the rest of the mob. Is he going to die?
Well, that's the question.
I don't know if he would die.
If he's then in protection, could he go into witness protection? All this stuff.
Right, exactly. He can go into witness protection like they offered for Tony's family. Right. That's one option. But the other option is, you know, to not do that and potentially die.
Yeah.
However, Could also try to meander his way around the whole thing and, I don't know, come up with some BS. But I feel like they would dig in and find the truth.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't think anything helps.
I think that's why he was crying, because he realized like
there's no way out.
Stuck.
One, there's no way out, and I think also he like gave that whole speech to AJ about how incredible of a guy his dad is, and he's literally about to flip on him. So,
well, that's what I'm saying. I feel as though that moment he decided not to anymore because of his respect for Tony, because he said his dad's a great guy. Whatever, they've been through a lot.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
do you think that's him just accepting his death then?
No, it could be him accepting just going to jail, right? Taking the punishment potentially. Although I don't know how that would work. Like, does he immediately get arrested? Is there some other process or whatever? Because if there's still a buffer time in there, there's still time enough for Tony to find out that he did something and then kill him before he even gets to jail. So I don't know. But
yeah. I think the point of this was to
he's screwed either way. He's fucked.
Yeah, exactly. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
And I think Christopher also is kind of screwed too, unless he can pull that script away somehow.
I think his best case scenario is telling them.
Yeah, he's got to tell them.
Because there's no way that he's able to go to LA, because Tony basically just said like you live every second of your life for me at that point. So like if he wants to really prevent what's happening, like he's gonna have to let them know, or else that shit's gonna come out and it's gonna bite him in the ass. So
wow, y'all. What an episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like this video and leave a comment, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We love you guys and see you soon for more Tony Tuesday, y'all. Peace.
See ya.